season for businesses. And this is nothing new. It has happened before and it will happen again. But the best way to react as an entrepreneur right now is to step back. Try as much as possible to cut your spending. If you can put your business process on hold, you should do that. And then, well, if I'm speaking to startups, which is the focus of this discussion, this is a time not to try and be doing things, but a time to step back and then rethink a lot of things. Because it will be a disaster if after the lockdown, you come out and you start trying to do business like you want to pick up from where you stopped from. It will be a big disaster. This is a season where you should review your vision, your mission, and your business objectives. And then the focus of all those things should be the customers and the needs of the customers that are changing. The needs of customers are changing. Even some customers already don't know how their needs is going to be met because they don't yet understand how these changes will affect deliveries.
You can't be waiting for this lockdown to be over. You don't see it as...
We are not on break.
We're not on break.
I presume no. As in, we have closed one season of how to do business, customers' expectations, the tangible expectations, the expectation in terms of service delivery. We have closed that chapter. We are not resuming. It's a new day. Yeah. I think I heard you talking about the startup guide, before I joined in. And the last article I wrote in the startup guide, if you have not signed up for startup guide, you want to do so because we're going to be sharing a lot of information about how to stay on top of the game as we transit into the next business season. The first thing is you need to be actively engaged in an ecosystem. Yeah, I'm doing a research right now in the UK on entrepreneurship ecosystems because I strongly believe that cooperatives working together is the best way to grow, especially in a challenging environment like Africa. We have very limited in a lot of things. Yeah, there are some initiatives that will fly if you try to go on your own. But there are a lot of things. You see, a wise saying says that if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go with people. I know we have that problem, especially in Nigeria, and I have been beaten a lot of times where you share your ideas with people, and then before you know it, because they have better connections and better resources, instead of collaborating with you, they try to run with it. But the truth is that nobody can run your idea better than you.
Yeah. They
can take the blueprint and try to replicate it. The best they can do is to produce it, but they cannot manage it. They cannot run it. They cannot make it evolve. In fact, whatever they do, you can make it your own stepping stone because you have the blueprint and you know exactly where you want it to go. The next thing is you have to be open to sharing resources and useful information. This is not a time for somebody to keep quiet and say, "Oh, I think this thing is working for me." For all you know, you are not the only one who knows about that thing. In this age and time, every entrepreneur should be looking for technical partners. When I say technical partners, you have to start looking at how you will infuse IT into your business process. And sometimes you don't have to learn, because I keep telling people, you must know your strength and stay on your strength. I said that where survival is key, one of us is better than none of us. And that was something that came to my mind when I was, trying to look at the fact that if you identify your competitors that are struggling, and then in an area that you don't even have expertise, the fact that somebody is your competitor, they could be your direct competitor or your indirect competitor. So now you can help an indirect competitor to stay on top at this time. Of course, you are making an investment with expectation of return. One person's output is one person's input. That is just like a layman's way of me, trying to define an ecosystem. Let's say, for example, a fashion ecosystem. In the fashion ecosystem, we have the people who are the designers, people who sketch designs. We have the tailors, those who produce. We have those who manufacture materials. You can't be the tailor and the manufacturer of the material, but you need the manufacturer for you to do your tailoring, okay? So building an ecosystem or being actively engaged within an ecosystem is making sure that you have all the inputs that you need, for your particular business within your control. You have people within your network. You need material. You have somebody you can call. You have people you can call. You need to get machine. You have you belong to a place where you can get a loan, probably to get a machine, okay, or to buy material for that production, a contract that you get, all right, and then you need to make delivery. Within that ecosystem, you need a logistic business. So you have, people you can call and they can make delivery for you. What?
I said that's like a community. Belonging to the community that has...
It's community that is going to make your business process, successful, from all the inputs that you need to the output, to the generation, of your revenue, okay? Now, if you belong to an association where you all are doing the same thing, it is most likely that if you need help for logistics, there will be somebody within that ecosystem that will tell you, this is what I use. This is the person who delivers for me. Okay, you want to buy a particular type of gum. Maybe you are in wood carving. And then there must be something within the system that says, I buy from this market, I order from so place. So it makes your business process easy, instead of you being a lone ranger trying to solve all your problems by yourself. One thing that is very certain right now is that a lot of attention is shifting to Africa, really, in terms of the opportunities for production. Now that most countries are trying to avoid China. So this is a time for us as Nigerians, as Africa, to begin to think and what are those things? What are the basic things that we need? As long as people need it, we should be able to produce it. Yeah. Now, if what we need to make it exportable is technology, then let's invest into technology. Let's 10 of us come together, invest into the technology, and then we can rent the technology out for mass production. Okay, so what if 10 of us come together and say, okay, what does it take to convert cotton into this fabric, and then we become the supplier to other people? Everybody should not be into production. Some of us can look into investments, into factors of production. If we can go in that direction as a nation and as young people, so because the craze about entrepreneurship is everybody wants to start a business. Everybody wants to create a product or service. Sure. We don't all have to do that, because if all are doing the same thing, we are all going to be at the same point of need. So let's begin to break out of some competition and look at collaborative efforts that will make production processes easier, that will make it easier for us to output exportable brands. All right, so let's come back. Can you feel my passion right now, Ayomiko?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, so let's break away from I'm an entrepreneur, I'm producing soap, okay, the soap you are producing, the chemicals, the branding machine that will make it an exportable brand or soap. You don't have it. You have produced a soap. Branding is the reason why it is not flying. But there are 10,000 people using soap. You leave soap production. Let's team up with how much does it cost to bring this sealing machine, this branding machine, this labeling machine. How much does it cost? Then everybody here that is producing soap, they will become your customer.